What are the best DPS comps?
Who's the sexiest DPS character?
What the hell is burst damage?
Are they even gonna update New Bonnie's Airport?
All that's coming up on the Recalled podcast.
I'm your host, Wakeng Tao. I like Thunder 1-for-1.
I'm your other host, Anthony Metz, aka Silent. So what are we talking about today?
Today, we're talking about DPS comps and their problems.
Yeah, this is going to be part 2 to our episode. If you want to see the part 1, which is going to be episode 3 of our podcast, where we kind of rank all the DPS heroes and say who the gods and who are going to carry you and who are the absolute trash. You can go look at that in the other episode. I really felt like I over-explained that.
Episode 3, just check that out. That's part 1. This is part 2.
Okay.
Right.
Well,
so
what is this episode about, Wakeng?
I just said this episode is about DPS comps and problems. All right. So, Metz, you want to start off? You want to start us off first?
Okay, so I guess we'll start talking about comps first. A very popular comp that we're gonna talk about is Hanzo and Widow.
Ah, yes, Hanzo Widow comps.
Well, you see, the problem with this comp is that you need 2 people that don't suffer from aimthritis.
Yep, aimthritis, god awful disease. Every shooter game, hate it.
It's really weird because aimthritis can come and go. You can switch between days, and you have to have both people on their game to play Hanzo Widow.
Yep, you gotta have both people.
And like not like triple shield.
Triple shield.
Yeah, Symmetra, Rhine, and Orisa.
Symmetra, Rhine, Orisa. What about Winston? Winston's got a shield.
Yeah, it doesn't last long enough.
Yeah,
That's like one shot from Widow and it's dead.
The one shot for Widow, one shot for Hanzo. Yeah.
And okay, what makes this good comp actually good is that you have high DPS output, high recon, so you're high intel on where your enemy is. So if you know where your enemy is, you can prepare shots, and the comp just with those 2 things, the comp just kind of like destroys people.
I know, one shot headshot every other character except for tanks.
Yeah, but the big problem is aimthritis.
Aimthritis is the biggest problem. Any hit scan character and every player, honestly, it's just we need to find a cure for aimthritis. Actually, no, we have. It's just illegal. It's just illegal.
Oh
no, Soldier can use it.
Oh yeah, it's Hex. You
Hex.
just switch Soldier, use Assault 24/7.
I know, just switch Soldier, use his ult, or even use McCree's ult. Just have his damage received just reduced to 0%. He'll kill everything.
Yeah, that should work totally.
That should.
You won't be banned in 2 seconds, I swear. No one will be able to tell. It's okay. He's just crazy.
Shut up. All right, so next comp we're gonna be talking about is honestly, Main with just about anything, because once you have the devil on your side, you sold your soul. You just have so much power with it,
And yes, we know about the upcoming nerfs that might come to Mei, but I don't think they're gonna nerf her to that degree.
Yeah, they're not gonna kill her like they did with Brig. What they did to Brig was just a travesty.
She's still gonna have her arms and legs.
Yep, she's still gonna be able to talk normally. She can still see and hear.
But why do these comps do so well?
Why? Well, because Mei is the devil and she is just overpowered. Honestly though, Mei is just her freeze mechanic is basically just sleep dart, but not on a cooldown. All right, it's just crazy strong, and her wall, which is pretty much like another Reinhardt shield, is really strong too, and it can get you higher, elevate you to things. And her ult is pretty much Graviton Surge, so it sets up with every other DPS character.
I never thought it like that, except I guess it is kind of like Graviton Surge. It's just that you just need to like wall them so they can't move to get out of it.
Exactly. She's basically a tank DPS, not a healer because she can't heal anyone.
She's like DPS secondary role tank.
Yeah, like you could
kind of like how Hammond's like tank secondary role DPS.
Yeah, actually no. Hammond's a DPS. What tank capabilities? The only tank capabilities Hammond has is displacement of the other team, alright? And he's really good at that.
What do you mean? He has 600 health. And then he can give himself like another 600 shield.
So does Roadhog, and Roadhog's a DPS.
What do you mean? Roadhog and Ball, Hammond, whatever you want to call him, can both stand just right in front of the choke and take damage and just get healed?
They're just free ult charge. Come on.
Okay, fine.
But yeah, Mei with just about anything is just really, really powerful.
Yeah. Even with Symmetra, because Symmetra, the target isn't moving, so Symmetra won't suffer from aimthritis.
I know.
A lot of characters won't suffer from aimthritis this way. We cracked it. You just play Mei.
Yeah, you just play Mei, and aimthritis is gone instantly because the targets don't move. All right, we got it. We found the cure.
We did it. We found a cure.
And that means we also just use Graviton Surge too.
But you kind of, they're still kind of bobble.
That's true.
They're not like stuck in place, chained to the ground, have no mobility in any of their joints. Kind of like Mei.
This is not as bad as first. I think first when Graviton first came out, everyone would just go like wee, just flying around Graviton Surge, pulling them to the single point. Not even, it's even pulling.
They just Graviton Surge just became the nucleus of the atom, and then all the heroes that got sucked in just became atoms circling around.
Yeah, they just spun around it. It's like I can't hit anything. All right.
Big brain plays.
Big brain plays. All right, well, another comp that would also another DPS comp is Dive, which basically results with Genji, Tracer, and if you want to throw in Doomfist, because you know they're all so freaking fast.
Yeah, basically any of those three characters are interchangeable with each other. Mostly you see Tracer, Genji, or Tracer, Doomfist, but it's really up to you.
Yep.
And you really, if you're playing DPS, please don't pick it if like you have like an Orisa and a Roadhog. Your team isn't going to be able to help you. I'm telling you this. You're just going to die. You only have 150 HP, and if you can't get back to heals, you're dead.
Yeah, Tracer mains. And Genji, don't just dash in if you don't get a kill confirmed. Because when you dash in, you're kind of stuck there. And you don't know what the other team might be running.
Yeah, like Genji, I think the biggest misconception with Genji's dash is that you want to use it to kill the enemy. Because then it goes right off of cooldown.
That's not necessarily the case with Genji.
Right?
Yeah. When you get a kill with Genji, Swift Strike goes off. Swift Strike can be
but that's like the best case because you can kill someone, turn around, do at least some damage to someone.
Yeah, but Genji also kind of suffers from aimthritis just a teeny bit. So when you don't get the kill, you are so screwed. All you got is deflect for like a couple of seconds, and then
come on,
Reinhardt just smacks you. Mei? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Mei. Genji kind of goes in there. Mei like throws her ice ball all the way over there.
That will work. Genji.
I mean snowball. Wait,
snowball.
It should be called ice ball.
Ice ball.
I'm just saying, it turns everything to ice.
Yeah, basically, puts everyone in cryostasis.
Yeah, that's still ice.
That's why Mei's the devil.
Okay. Well, another comp that is pretty much the devil is Reaper with anything.
Ooh.
And I mean anything at all. Is just support Reaper. And Reaper, don't be dumb. You're not 1v6ing a team.
Yeah, just don't 1v6 with Reaper or just about anyone else. Come on, you should know better DPS players. You wanna be all fame and glory, but sometimes you fall.
You don't really need to go for the 6-man every time. It's just not gonna work. I mean, there's probably gonna be some clips in here showing of me diving in, but that's because it's quick play and sometimes people are just a little dumb.
You just admitted you were dumb.
Yes, I know, because it was quick play.
That's true. Quick
play's
pretty fun.
And I just kind of like said, hey, the enemy doesn't know where I am. There's 6 people that aren't looking at me. Let me just jump down from here and press my Q.
Yeah. And it works like it works the majority of the time, honestly. Like, you just fall, like, and no one notices you, just fall in, ult, and then you kill at least, like, 2 people. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You kill at least 2 people if no one notices where you are.
And then if there isn't, like, a Reinhardt, or the Reinhardt doesn't notice right away, like, you're starting to kill people, Reinhardt's just like, no, my team, please, help me.
And he can't turn around either because your team's on his front side, and, you know, if he turns around, and, you know, your team's going to shoot his backside.
Yeah. There's some problems with the comp. Like, a lot of people like to, like, run Reaper Mei because with Mei freezes the characters, and then Reaper can get the benefit because he's slow ass, can finally walk up to them without taking damage.
And his pellets can actually hit pretty far, which I think is kind of stupid. Yeah.
Reaper shotgun spells can actually hit. I mean,
yeah, he'll like one of you. He'll like one pellet will hit you from like, you know, across the map if he's lucky. But
yeah, but it was
and it does like 10 damage. I got killed by a Reaper from like across Ilios well. Okay.
I really, it does that much damage?
Yes, I've been killed by a Reaper across Ilios well when I was low on health.
So and that Reaper is just like, I hope this kills him.
Yeah, it's stupid sometimes. How far the ranges of the pellets and how much damage they can do.
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna have to take your word for it. I've never seen it before, and I've never done it before.
That's why Reaper is good with just about anything else.
Reaper
His damage is so high.
The Grim Reaper. He's
the Grim Reaper.
He's gonna kill. I would not recommend in higher ranks or higher level of play.
Yeah.
Reaper might not be able to get very close.
I know, because they're running Widows. Hanzo.
Hanzo, if Reaper like shoots one shot into Hanzo can literally just 180 and just shoot him in the head on accident. Just on accident, just pure luck. No aim involved. It's just hope Mary.
You just throw a Hail Mary, you accidentally get it. Let's be real though, like 50% of the time, that's kind of how Hanzo works.
Yeah.
Hail Marys. Oh, I killed someone.
Yeah, usually when the team's grouped up, you can't really aim at one person. You're usually like, I'll hit something. I promise.
Shoot in the general direction. I'm gonna hit something.
Yeah. It's another comp.
Another comp.
I think there's one more, right?
Yeah.
Maybe a couple.
This one is pretty gimmicky. It's the Torb, Bastion, or Sim comp.
The cheese comp.
The cheese comp with Orisa, Baptiste, and
that
like
was actually
Sigma.
used in World Cup.
I know.
When I started watching that, I was just like, what? There's a pro-American team, and they're using the cheese strat. They cheese themselves to victory.
Dude, it's just amazing. It's just amazing.
What?
It's just amazing how that it'll work sometimes.
That was not okay.
People are mostly gonna use like Torb over Sim, but you can throw Sim in because of her ults.
Yeah, basically Bastion, like basically you just shield Bastion to everything, and then Bastion kills everything while getting buffed by Mercy. then he gets nano boosted and damage boost.
Yeah, you know,
then
damage boost to Bastion, and then
he just goes through everything.
Yeah. You just have to hope that Bastion does not suffer from aim-thritis. That's all you have to hope for. How can you?
You're just like, there's the enemies. I just need to aim in the general direction. My spread will kill him.
He's got what's it?
Your spread's like this.
I know.
Then when it gets farther, it's like this. It's just like, unless if the target's right in front of you, which if the target's right in front of you, I don't know how you're missing. That's the only time when it's actually small.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not like pre-nerf Bastion where it's just like headshot.
Dude, pre-nerf Bastion, his headshots was the most sexiest noise you could ever hear. All you hear was it's like it was like
the headshot noise was just beautiful.
I know.
I think that's the reason why I play all the heroes that I do. It's just the headshot noise is just ding.
Yeah, the headshot noise is really satisfying. If you want Bastion, it was the best. It was like, I can't explain it other than it was just, you just want to do it again. And then they nerfed it. I don't like that. They nerfed it.
I mean, they kind of had a good reason.
That's true. They also, I mean, kind of nerfed him because he can't be sniped from Bastion no more. Where he used to just shoot in a very straight line, and then it would spread if the longer you hold it. So like you could shoot widows across the map.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that was a thing.
That was they nerfed it so where it was like always. Where it was always kind of, it had a wider spread.
But remember, I started playing Overwatch 6 months after you did.
Yeah, you played after a couple of updates went through.
I think I came in when like Doomfist.
Yeah.
I think Doomfist was my first DLC. I think I might have played like a month before that. Doomfist was like second DLC.
Second.
Third.
Yeah. It went Ana first, and then I think Sombra.
Okay, so I think I came in with Sombra, maybe.
Yeah, it was Sombra and then Orisa.
Yeah. I think
and then Doomfist came in.
I think I came with Sombra. That just goes to show how much I know about Overwatch history. Okay.
Sniper of Bastion! Shooting across the map!
I didn't know that. Okay. Well, there is one more comp that's a pretty popular comp and pretty fun comp, and if you're good. We actually like took like 10 or 15 minutes just to figure out what this comp was because we kind of forgot.
Yeah, it was kind of hard to remember all the combinations.
So the comp is kind of Pharah, and mainly the like Pro League players used Ashe because of the damage output of Pipe Bomb and the accuracy.
And Bob.
Yeah, and
Bob.
And Bob.
Don't forget about.
Yeah, Bob works too.
Yeah,
But basically they paired Pharah with anyone, of course, with Mercy, and then like any burst damage like McCree, Junk, Hanzo, Widow, and they just supported the Pharah because Pharah deals a disgusting amount of damage.
120 body shot. That's a lot. And then I think her area of effect damage is like 60 max.
And then, but her explosion radius is stupid.
Yeah, it's really big. It's so dumb.
Like good Pharahs have like stupid mobility in the air. It's just like
they can fly forever.
What are you, Mercy ulting?
I know.
Did you just like I have Valkyrie?
I have Valk.
Like it's a very potent comp, except it suffers from Soldier, Hanzo, Widow,
Ashe.
McCree, Ashe,
Torps, Turret, Bastion.
Yeah.
Orisa.
So unless if you have like a Mercy, I wouldn't recommend it.
Or if you have a God tier, Ana. God tier Ana who just doesn't miss their shots.
Yeah, and another main healer because that means Anna's like devoting herself to Pharah. Basically, if you're running Pharah and you don't have like a devoted main healer or just healer in general that isn't Baptiste, because Baptiste ain't gonna heal you for shit.
Unless you're next to like a building, unless you're like a wall or something.
But if you're next to a wall, the enemy's like, hey, I should play Pharah and shoot the wall.
I know!
Those wall battles between whoever plays the player on Shanghai and Jake.
A quick little tip for Pharah players. Don't go by the wall. It's a death spot. Unless you're going to propel yourself.
Oh, yeah. What's their ability called? The...
Compulsion
blast
or something,
whatever. Basically, like how you get more abilities, like you go up to a wall, you hover right kind of next to your compulsion, and it'll knock you away.
Yeah, it'll blow things away.
But you really have to know to the radius.
Yeah, if you shoot kind of far away, it's not going to touch you at all.
If you play Junkrat, it's like a little bit bigger than his C4. Yeah.
And it works a bit better, kind of, because Junkrat, his kind of always pulls you upwards.
Yeah, no matter what. So, that's a thing to talk about. Like, if I put the C4 on the ceiling here, and let's say I'm right here, and I exploded this, I still go up.
Yeah, you still go upwards.
Just it's a little bit weird. It's a weird mechanic. I don't know if it works like that with Pharah. I don't think it does.
I think Pharah is just straight.
I think it's just a sphere.
Yeah, it pushes things out.
Okay. Well, now that you know more about Farah, so now that you know more about Farah,
Yeah, now that you know more about Farah.
and Junkrat and McCree and all those comps, which we just listed the popular comps that people run. DPS characters are like too interchangeable. Would you say?
Yeah, you can swap out DPS characters depending on the situation. Not depending on the they're because there's more of them. There's more combinations that you can work with, but the ones that we just kind of said were the ones that are the more popular, the more well known, and the ones that have been working well. So that have been working well overall over the time Overwatch has been out.
Yeah, in DPS, a popular thing is counter picking.
Yeah.
So like, for example, a couple days ago, the enemy team was playing Genji and Doomfist. So I decided to counter pick McCree because both of those characters are dive heroes. So stunning them, getting them stuck in the team is really bad for them. So that was my win condition. So counter picking is kind of popular with DPS at the moment.
Yeah, so if someone picks Widow, you also go Widow.
That's very true. She is a counter.
She's her own counter. It's kind of weird. Or you can play Genji if you're more comfortable with Genji.
Or Doomfist or
get your whole team on dive
Hanzo.
just to jump the Widow.
Yeah.
But yeah, the comps for DPS aren't as solid like tanks or supports, where it's like Orisa Ryan, not Orisa Hog, Orisa Sigma. They're the best comps that work together because their abilities are just really strong together,
Yeah.
With DPS, they're not really. A lot of their abilities are more oriented around themselves, so it's kind of hard for compositions to really be made for DPS characters. So based on like what the characters themselves can do, that's how a lot of the comps for the DPS characters are paired up. So with Genji, Tracer, and Doomfist, they're all fast. So that's why they're part of the dive comp, or that's why they're composition together. Tor, Bash, and Sim, they're niche gimmicks, so that's where they're all put together.
Basically, they have a really high annoying damage output, and it's really, really annoying.
Yeah.
So if your team can't work together, you can't beat the comp. So
Yeah.
it shouldn't be allowed like that, but it is, and it's cheesy.
Real cheesy.
Really cheesy.
If you can't kill the Bastion, you pretty much just lose.
Or the Torb turret.
Or the Torb turret is really annoying. I hate it. It can
Like-
it can pick out it can take the Torb. The good thing about the Torb turret is that if you got a flanker, right?
People don't understand how the Torb turret works, though.
Yeah, that's true.
So Torb turret, how it works is basically it shoots at whatever Torb is shooting at, and if Torb's not shooting at it, it just it chooses the nearest enemy.
No. The Torb turret chooses the first enemy it sees.
Sure.
Yeah. So when Reinhardt comes out, the Torb turret will shoot Reinhardt because it's the first target to come into line of sight. That's how Torb turret works.
I don't know.
It's the same with...
There's like a very complex algorithm behind it.
Yeah, it's really hard. Like the Torb turret shoots the first enemy it sees, or the first
not
the
necessarily
first
because if it starts getting shots, it starts shooting the person that it's getting shot at.
Does it?
Yeah.
No one plays Torb anymore, so I don't know.
Hey, what about that one Torb main in Grandmasters?
Wasn't that like the Fran or something?
No, that wasn't the Fran.
Was it the Fran?
He literally soloed Torb.
I think Seagull played Torb for once and then climbed up the Grandmasters.
I think a lot of people do it just as a cheese.
Well, yeah, Torb is just this. It's just weird at how strong he can be.
I heard they might be buffing him.
Why? Make his hammer do from
wait, no,
like 50?
Wait, no, I think the buff was because shields are down that his damage can get through, and his main gun does a lot of damage.
Oh yeah, his gun is really strong. Like
his gun's really underrated.
You can headshot I think a Tracer and she'll die. I think that's how strong.
Yeah, it's really dumb. You're just like Hanzo. You're just like da. I need to go find HP. What the hell?
I know.
This is a Torb.
Torb is, although he kind of suffers from arthritis, that's why he starts there. He
has worse drop off than Hanzo.
He does, but his like lava nails or something, which is weird.
I think they're like lava, like coins or something.
Oh, well,
like I don't know.
He
Lava
shoots
pellets.
lava. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, his he can kill a Winston. That's crazy though. He goes off. I
Wait,
think.
really?
Yeah, he can kill Winston.
Before Winston kill. Oh yeah, because he has his overload and you can shoot fat. Oh.
Yeah, he has his overload and he has a shotgun thing. So because Winston's such a
Horrible
big target, he'll just shoot. You know, he can just shotgun Winston. Winston will die in like 3 hits.
Okay, guys, you figured it out. Torb isn't as weak as you think he is.
Torb isn't weak. It's just that he's just kind of like a gimmick. That's basically it.
Ever since he was been put in the game, he's been kind of a gimmick. But
Like in every meta, the gimmick thing will do well, but it's never gonna like consistently be the greatest.
as long as you have teamwork, you usually can beat it.
Yes, as long as you have teamwork, you can usually beat Torb.
So, there's some problems with DPS. I mean, wait, there's some problem. There's a lot of problems.
A
with
lot
DPS.
of problems.
So one of the problems with DPS is
Not
they
switch.
get blamed for everything in the current 2-2-2 meta that we have, because if there isn't enough damage output, the DPS get blamed for everything. If the people aren't saying they aren't getting heals, the DPS get blamed because they're not in line of sight. If basically if there's something wrong, people just point it at the DPS nowadays. I don't know why though.
That's because the DPS has the hardest job, actually killing something. And healing is really powerful these days. Well, except for Baptiste, just throw in Vitality Field, keep someone alive.
Oh yeah, I think they're looking at that. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
really really dumb. Like a good immortality field is really OP.
Yeah, it's better than Mercy's res because you can target it can keep up more characters than just one, and the characters don't have to respawn or anything. They just can't die whenever they're in there for, and it stays up for like what, 10 seconds, 15.
I think its uptime is 10 seconds,
10
and then
seconds?
it's done as like cooldowns like what, 15, 20?
I thought the cooldown was like
15.
I think it's 20.
Yeah,
His fart is like 15.
yeah, but it's like 20, but it starts right after you throw it.
Does it?
Yeah, it starts right after you throw it, not after when it's
dies.
done.
Oh yeah.
Which should be reverted to after it's gone.
I think they should do that because Baptiste is really strong right now.
Yeah, Baptiste, his healing when he first came out, it was pretty underrated, but his healing's like, oh my god, he just can do a lot of healing.
Baptiste is basically a DPS, guys. In case you're wondering.
Yeah, for right now, they are looking at nerfs to his damage.
Why don't they just buff everything? Make everything god tier.
how would you balance it then?
You know how? No, you balance it. It'd be balanced because everything would be so chaotic. You know what I mean? Like everything would be so strong.
Just go play the chaotic mode.
That was a
Chaos mode on like
Chaos?
arcade, where like you're gonna use your
like doubled or whatever.
you like your abilities, like the cooldowns are like 3 seconds or something. Or like
Mayhem,
half.
that's what it's called.
Mayhem, yeah, total mayhem. Just
That
go play
one's
that
pretty
one.
I play Wednesday whenever there's a Pharaoh. And then I just jump and shock her because the cooldown jumps down to like 2 seconds.
Yeah. So you just fly. Yeah, Winston becomes just a flying machine in total mayhem.
Winston just jumps at Okay.
Winston's just like, I'm here. Pharaoh's here. I'm here.
Pharaoh
I'm here.
Pharaoh tries booping Winston away like how she does in Diva. And it doesn't work because Winston just jumps right back.
Yeah, it's just really dumb. And then when you're ulting, you're just like hopping. You can just fly
I
up to
know.
max height.
Okay, anyways. Yeah,
Enough of the Overwatch memes.
DPS gets blamed for everything because they just have to kill something. It's really hard in Overwatch unless you're god tier Widow Saya player or Hanzo where you just headshot everything or
Yeah, and positioning plays a big key into it too.
it's really hard for DPS.
Yeah,
It's
so
hard for
much
tanks
for me
too.
being a DPS main.
Yeah,
Anyways.
do anything. I'm just kidding. Get kills, damn it.
See, guys?
You picked that job. Why don't you go Hey, get back here. Well, yeah, DPS has a very hard job.
But it's the funnest to play.
Another problem DPS have is that Roadhog and Hammond basically do their jobs, okay? You can just play Roadhog, Hammond, and then do two. You have another 2 DPS, quadruple DPS comp right there. Roadhog and Hammond are tanks from episode 1.
You were saying before you had a 6-tuple DPS as a Brig and Zen.
Yes, you just add Brig or Zen, or heck, you could even like get rid of Brig and put in Baptiste, alright? And then you have a sextuple DPS comp. You just throw as much damage as you can at the enemy team, and you'll probably break their Rhine shield. Not probably. You'll break their Rhine shield, and then you can just steamroll them. Unless their DPS is like a god tier player, they're just throwing a lot of damage and overwhelming the enemy team. Actually, that seems like a really good comp. You know what? Yeah, people just start doing Roadhog Hammond, and then like Baptiste Zed, and then any DPS. I want to see if that works out or not.
Well, unfortunately, we don't have 6 friends.
That's true. We don't have 6 friends. Anyone want to add?
Wait. Sorry, I need to reframe that. We don't have 6 friends that play Overwatch on the same platform. We have more friends than 6, I swear.
We're not losers. We have Genji. They're our friends. Yeah, Hammond, Roadhog basically do DPS job. They basically do the DPS's job.
Yeah, there's a popular comp right now to be playing is Orisa, Hog, and then 2 DPS, and basically you're playing triple DPS. But it's really, really strong.
Yeah, because Roadhog can kill anything. If you want something to die, or if you're trying to counter something, just play Roadhog. Just play Roadhog.
Even if you need a counter to Roadhog, play Roadhog.
Roadhog's his own counter, just like Widow is her own counter. Just play. Mirror.
You have a problem with Bastion? We'll hook him out of his what's it called?
Turret form. Just hook him out of turret form.
I forget what the ability's name is called. Well, yeah, turret form. You can be hooked out of turret form. You're having a problem with anything. Farah.
Have a problem with Farah? Just fish her out of the sky.
Farah, you might need to like actually have aim. He might suffer a little bit from aim threats.
Yeah.
If you're going after Farah.
Widow up top? I don't know. If this was...
If Widow's being dumb and still in your hook range, well, you go hook him too.
Or if... I wish...
Basically, if you can get a hook off, bring them into your team where everyone can look at them, or just kill them right away.
Yeah.
Hog is just okay.
Hog is just the biggest counter to every character.
And I believe Wakeng here said that he was the strongest duelist.
Roadhog is the strongest duelist.
Why is that?
Because one, he's got a hook, right? When you're hooked, you are dead, right? He's a hooker, a very strong hooker. And he can heal himself too, alright? Like, McCree...
Please don't take this out of context.
If Roadhog hooks McCree has 2 choices. One, he rolls away, which doesn't do anything, and he'll still die. Or 2, he can flashbang Roadhog. And if he flashbangs Roadhog and does a fan to hammer thing, Roadhog can self-heal himself and get all that health back from what McCree just did. And so basically making McCree's fan to hammer completely useless. And then Roadhog just does another couple of shots and then McCree's dead. Or if he fights Genji...
As long as you just don't press the heal button while you're bionic grenade and you can't heal, you're good.
Yeah, just Roadhog, the most crucial part about Roadhog is when to use self-heal. Then you take half damage, so it's pretty strong too.
Yeah, you can survive a Dima Bomb.
Just crazy. Stupid. But hey, Roadhog. Counter to everything.
Okay, well, another problem with DPS is that there's too many characters to play. Like, what do I play? Do I play Sim here? Do I play Soldier? Do I play Hanzo? Do I play Mei here? What the hell do I play? There's so many DPS characters. It's actually really hard to pick on what you need to play in that situation.
Just because you have a lot of options doesn't mean all the options are going to do well.
Yeah, then you have to pick heroes that you're comfortable with. Then DPS mains usually have bigger hero pools than like tank or support mains. Like, for example, Wakeng here's a tank main. What's the main tanks that you play?
I usually play Zarya, Reinhardt. I can play Winston and Sigma.
So his main two are Reinhardt and Zarya. For me, I'm a DPS main. So my pool is Widow, Hanzo, McCree, Mei, and Junkrat. I have 5 characters that I main, and then I can play characters like Doomfist and Torbjorn. I can play those characters, but not as well. So my main hero pool is more giant, which means I have to devote more time to the game to learn.
Yeah, that's why I can play. The other roles, tanks and supports kind of a better time of mastering the character than DPS, because the pool is, the character pool is a lot smaller. That and for DPS, you can master a couple of characters, or you could devote your entire lifetime mastering one character. But
one trick Genjis!
Let's go! Don't know how well that's gonna do when you're up against a one trick Winston though.
Ew.
Or a one trick Mei. Or a one trick Doomfist.
You probably could get around Mei.
Around Mei. Or a one trick McCree. I don't know.
One trick McCree you might actually have like troubles with.
Yeah, one tricking isn't bad. It's just if you could only play that one character, then it limits your team and what they can do.
Yeah, because then you can't really counterpick. So like my hero pool, I usually like to play Hanzo, Junkrat on particular maps like Temple of Anubis or Widow. So those are kind of like 3 that I play. Mainly like to switch, and then counter picking for when they play dive, I'll play McCree, because McCree is just really strong against the diving DPS heroes.
Yeah, a lot of
And I just love McCree. McCree's just my cowboy. He's riding into the sunset. Excuse me while I go kill Wakeng over here.
Why? What's wrong with you?
I'm not some like anime girl like over cowboy. I'm just saying.
I said
I'm the wild west.
Wild West. So you're like Ash the Stampede.
Not Ash, but yeah.
Never mind. If you knew more, you'd understand.
Oh, I understand, but you said Ash.
Oh no, not Ash. Vash. Vash. I think is his name. Vash the Stampede. Anyway, that's off topic. But
yeah, this podcast.
You can mastering DPS is pretty difficult because of how many different playstyles there are. Like with tank, they basically all do the same thing: get into the right position, and be patient and know when to strike. That's basically the main fundamental of tank: positioning and cooldown usage. DPS, you just kind of...
DPS is like, this counters this counters this counter this. These are the characters that I go to him. Do I even have a counter this? Then this, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it gets really, really complex.
Yeah, it's like let's say you play Doomfist a lot, and then you just pick up Pharah. Completely different play styles.
yeah, you just can't... You really just can't switch. It's, like, really hard. Like, I can barely play Pharah decently because of... I play accuracy heroes, basically.
Yeah, and, like, the way her rockets fly is, kind of different than McCree's or Widow's from hit scan, projectile. But it is a, like explosive or something? Is that
I don't know. I believe Pharah's still defined as projectile here.
Projectile? Oh. I mean, yeah.
I mean, in my opinion, she's firing projectiles.
Yeah.
I mean, they just have, like, a big radius, and they do a lot of
but,
damage, but...
what I meant was, like, what are they... I mean, they're called rockets, but, like, is there, like, another terminology?
I don't think so.
No? Okay. They're just called... Okay, they're just projectiles, then. I thought there was something else to it.
No, just projectiles.
Just projectiles.
Is there any other problems?
Well, let's see. Well, DPS don't really follow a meta. So, like...
Yeah, that's true. But technically, there really is no meta right now.
You can kind of play anything. There's some stronger than others, but then, your teammates can kind of make up for the other stuff, for like some weaknesses that your character can do or can't do. So like it kind of balances out a bit.
Yeah, there's no like set meta like you gotta play goats in the top tier to do good. It's you can play dive, you can play bunker, you can play triple EPS.
So all the counts you basically just said pretty much work now.
You could play Ryan Zarya Rushdown.
Pine Zarya. Oh, I can't talk.
You still upset over Pine leaving?
Yep. Pine was Big Boss Pine. I miss him.
I think he's still on for streaming, right? Or something? I don't know. I don't keep up too much with Overwatch League. Well, there's one last problem that we see as a very big problem. And what is that problem?
The biggest problem with DPS is that it's mostly based on the player's skill.
And
extremely based. What?
And time.
Time, yeah.
How much time you want to put into the game.
How much time you want to put into the game to learn the character. Like, there are some really god tier Genjis. If you are like god tier Genji, you can 1v1 a Sim who has their turrets out, or even a Mei. Alright? It's just that the chance of victory is just never going to be past 50%. Alright? You got like a 50% chance of winning if you're like super strong Genji player. But yeah, but you guys, I think
I would agree that DPS takes a little bit more skill because of the hero pool and learning all of the nuances and counter picks.
Aimthritis.
Yeah,
affects you guys the most.
Aimthritis comes in there, but I think Aimthritis affects supports too.
Oh, not if you're like Mercy.
Well,
he's Mercy.
Yeah, but there's still like a
Baptiste,
Anna, Zen.
That's true.
Moira technically with her balls.
Moira balls. Sigma balls. Hanzo Scatter. Yeah,
well,
we missed.
To the listeners.
Yes, the listeners. Who, out of every DPS character, or even any other character, who has the best ultimate in the game?
Yeah, who has the best ultimate? Do you want to do the same thing we did last time?
Sure.
On 3.
1, 2, 3.
Tracer.
Hanzo. Why Tracer?
Well, Tracer, her ultimate, well, it can be used for herself to just take someone out that's really, really annoying you, or it can be comboed with things like Zarya, Sigma. It's just an easy ult to combo with.
I say Hanzo because I like dragons.
So you're saying my spawn dragons are great, right?
No.
What do you mean? There was that one time where you literally grabbed and I had spawn dragons and I still...
I know you killed 2 people and I was confused on how the heck you did it.
Yeah, I had to send him a clip from my house so that he would believe me that I sent them from spawn.
That was so dumb. Oh, man.
It was like all the way to the end of point 2.
But yeah, Hanzo's Dragons is one of the ultimates that really can't be blocked unless you're playing D.Va or Sigma.
What do you mean? Genji Reflect just...
Oh, that too. But
dragons at you. There's D.Va.
I mean, but...
Stun out of it.
Can you get stun out of it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
if you're yelling, the McCree's just like, no.
You can get stunned out of it. Okay.
It's really annoying.
But what I meant was when the dragons are out, it's one of the most unblockable...
I think you can actually die before and it won't actually trigger.
Really?
I think you have to actually, like, the arrow has to be in the shooting animation before.
Oh.
I don't think you can begin the charge.
Okay, in that case, I'm switching. I'm switching my choice to McCree because he says high noon, and then when it's high noon, Escanor becomes unstoppable. There we go. The composition: McCree and Escanor. Every time McCree ults, it's high noon. That means Escanor becomes the most powerful being in the entire world, and Escanor one shots everything. Let's go!
I can't even say anything. I'm too busy laughing. But McCree all sucks, and I love McCree.
No.
Sure, you still don't want to change?
That was a joke, right? Honestly, the best ult. Honestly, it's probably Mei. I think Mei's is the best ult, just because it reminds me of Graviton. What?
Same problem with Hanzo.
Same problem with Hanzo. But like Mei is just, yeah. But her ult kind of acts like a Graviton Surge. Just kind of keeps things.
Why didn't you just say Graviton Surge?
Because we're talking about DPS characters.
You just said any ult.
I mean, Fine. Graviton. I wish they buffed Graviton back to like 6 meters or something instead of like 5.5.
Here, let's just make it 20.
20? Yeah, make it as big as the entire map. Yeah, like Lucio's radius for his healing and speed boost
No.
was as big as the map. It was huge. And then they made it this like little circle thing where it's like, hey
oh,
guys!
I thought you were saying make Graviton as big as Lucio's heal as it is right now. I'm like, no, that's a little bit
No,
too
yes,
far.
they should. I
No.
would love that.
No.
That would be amazing.
Shut up. Sorry, I mean.
Oh man.
Anyways, I think that wraps up this episode.
I think that does wraps up
episode
4 for us.
Yeah, episode
DPS.
4 about DPS and all the problems that come with it. We should probably end it before we go on another rant or tangent or DPS Hanzo Scatter Arrow.
Hanzo Scatter Arrow. Dragon Blade 8 second. Let's see what else is there. Sniper Bastion. Bring that back. Aimthritis. Bob. Who needs Ash? Just use Bob. Can we have just? Why didn't we have Bob as a character? I wanted Bob as a character.
Anyways, I've been Silent.
No, you haven't. I've been. I like Thunder 1-for-1.
Well, I can't say anything about that.
Yeah.
See you guys in the next podcast.
See you guys on the next Recall podcast, guys.